I need to ask you a question. Is this a scam, or is it just misinformation, or what? I was walking around a supermarket the other day, and I saw one of these. Boom. And I thought, that looks interesting, I'll go and have a look. And it's... You tell me whether you think this is a good deal, or whether it's a scam, or what. But I'll analyse what it is first. Well, we'll go through it together, and we'll decide what's what. And then in the comments you can tell me whether it's a good deal or not. That seems like a fair thing. Anyway, let's go on with it. So it actually involves two things. They're similar, but not the same. We'll have a look at them now. First of all, I saw this one, and then we looked round and we saw this one and thought, oh, let's have a more detailed look. As you can see, they look similar, and they got different numbers on them, that's all. So different model numbers, and then I looked at the power output on them, and that was really what caught my eye. One's 1,000 watts and one's 3,000 watts. So let's see if that's possible. So to make this video, what I had to do was go off and find out where these things come from. So I had a quick look on the internet, and I found this. This is a proper site, and they're supplying them. They've got the specifications for one of them, and they've got the actual, just the price for the other one. But we'll have a look at that. And then we'll have a look at the boxes properly. So this is the YB1212 Karaoke with two microphones, 12.2S, whatever the 12.2S means, I don't know. Anyway, you can see here it's in euros, so that's basically equivalent to American dollars, and it's a fraction cheaper than the British pound, as in that would be about 200 British pounds rather than 220 euros. But let's not get fussy about exchange rates. It says quite simply 220 euros, yes. Description: MBA YB1212 Bluetooth karaoke speaker, 1,000 watts with two microphones. Speaker unit 12-inch by 2, I guess that's what it means. Function USB, aux, TF, mic, power 1,000 watts, built-in rechargeable battery, hardener, sound 50 millimeters, audio frequency 150 hertz to 18 kilohertz, battery 12 volts, 7 amps. Net weight is 18.5 kilograms. Input is DC 12 volt with LED colourful lights. Frequency response 150 to 18 kilohertz. So it's 150 hertz, obviously, to 18 kilohertz, which is it's a 12-inch woofer. I'm not sure about this. And this one's the YB1220Q karaoke speaker with two microphone. That's interesting, right? Anyway, this was 239 euros, paying 19 euros more. And it says the MBA YB1220Q is a high-performance 3,000 watt karaoke speaker featuring two wireless microphones for an ultimate sound experience. Its powerful output and rich bass make it perfect for large gatherings, events and parties, providing clear vocals and dynamic audio for all your karaoke needs. It doesn't say anything more on this website, so we're going to have to read the box for this one. And so now we look at the box and we see it says PMPO 3,000 watts, power supply, AC 110 to 240 volts, 50 or 60 hertz. Battery capacity is 12 volts, 7 amps. Radio frequency, no, hang on, that's, better on there. So R frequency, whatever that means, is 30 hertz to 20 kilohertz. So noise ratio is greater than 70 dB. Greater or equal to 70 dB. Speaker unit is 12-inch times 2, and packing size is, it's 453 by 430 by, so it's just over a metre tall by just under a metre wide and just under a metre deep. And let's have a look. So the gross weight is 27.15 and the net weight is 22.25 kilograms. I'll convert that to pounds because it doesn't mean a great deal to me either, being British. This is interesting. So it's basically says the same as on the description on the website. So 2 times 12-inch USB, blah blah blah, power 1,000 watts, built-in rechargeable battery. It weighs 18.5 kilograms, a bit lighter than the other one, and it says input DC 12 volts with LED colourful lights. Frequency response still 150 to 18 kilohertz, so it's pretty naff really. Quantity 1 piece, and carton box size is 457 by 457 by 1040, so it's near enough the same physical size as the other one. And it has package content: speaker, remote control, 2 wireless microphones, adapter and manual. Now this may be good value, but Just slightly. I don't know. You tell me. The problem for me here is the maths, because it's quite simple. It says 3,000 watts and the other one says 1,000 watts, and that's what is plastered all over it in big numbers. So anybody buying this is buying what they think is a very big thing. And well, let's just work out the maths on that and then we'll see where we go. Just for clarity, you can see here that the 12-volt battery is exactly the same rating as the one on the other unit, but it's hidden away there, but it says the word big battery. Now I've done some schoolboy maths, which I'll show you and I'll talk you through, and then we'll see where we go from there. As you can see, this is schoolboy maths, and it's very simple. Amps times volts equals watts. Therefore, watts divided by volts equals amps. So let's take it 3,000 watts and divide it by 240 volts, which is what we have in our mains in the UK. And that gives you 12 amps, which is about right. That's why we have a 13 amp supply, using a 13 amp fuse for a 3 kilowatt iron or something like that. Not iron, kettle, that sort of thing. Anything that's hot, 3 kilowatt heaters. So then we say, well, let's just prove the theory again. 1,000 watts divided by 240 volts equals 4 amps, which is about right. That makes sense. And it fits in with the story. So then we get on to the next bit. Well, we know for a fact that they're not going to be using 240 volts because it says on it it's a 12 volt supply and it says it's a 12 volt 7 amp hour battery. So let's see what that means. They specify it as 3,000 watts peak music output power, which means that that's from peak to peak. So therefore, you could divide that by 2, which gives you 1,500 watts, and then you multiply that by 0.707 to get the RMS. That's the equivalent value in heating power. That's what your mains is measured in, is it RMS. You'd be horrified if you knew what it was in peak. Anyway, so that equals, when you've done those calculations, it equals 1,060 watts and a half. 0.5 of a watt, doesn't it? There. Anyway, so at 12 volts, that's going to give you 1,060.5 watts divided by 12, which equals 88.375 amps. 88.375. Wow. This is where it starts getting a bit iffy. So assuming a 7 amp hour battery, which is what it is, so it could theoretically output 70 amps for 6 minutes, which is so that means that approximately 80 amps for 4.8 minutes. So you could run this thing at full output for 4.8 minutes, but it would be drawing over 88 amps. And I think there's a risk that it might melt the cabling inside. You certainly wouldn't be able to replace the current with the battery charger, that's for sure. So now let's have a look at the other one and see what that one looks like. Same maths as before, so here we go. 1,000 watts times 0.707 divided by 2 equals 353.5 watts. That is, doesn't matter whether you do the 0.707 or the divide by 2 in first or second, as long as you get there. So 353.5 watts divided by 12 volts equals 29.5 amps. Now you might say that's a much more reasonable number, and it is. And so therefore, I've worked it out here, it would run for, it's 15 minutes at full output. And you know, it's debatable because the trouble with batteries is you never know exactly how they're going to behave. But usually just basic maths, that's the way it works out. So you got 15 minutes on that one, and you got, well, a third of it on the other one because it's 3 times more powerful. But this is still going to be pulling just under 30 amps. So I think there's still a risk that it's going to be running a little bit warm inside. And also, you're not going to have a 30 amp battery charger. Or if you do, you know, it's good value, I guess. Anyway, that's the question. Is this a rip-off, or is this a scam, or is this just marketing? And you know what you're getting is worth it in the end. I don't know. I do not know. I have seen other brands that do not do this, the equivalent sort of equipment. In the PA world, you can get a 250 watt RMS, 2 microphones, and a trolley 12-inch woofer with much better frequency response than that one. That 135 is pathetically high. It's not a good frequency response. The second one does seem to have a better frequency response, and if any of their specs are true and the sound response is what it says, that's pretty good. But 250 watts, 2 microphones from a reputable maker would be around about the 200 quid mark. So they're on the right sort of market for the price, but what they're saying is so over the top. it's obviously to catch the people who don't know any better. So, is it a scam? Is it a marketing ploy? Or is it a does? If you've got any value from this, please like, subscribe, and do all the rest. And if you've got any comments, please put the comments in the comments below. And maybe there's a follow-up to be done. Anyway, that's it for now. Thank you very much. Thanks for subscribing. Thanks for liking, and I'll see you another time. Bye.